I'm Assistant Athletics Director Ryan Thompson here at Davenport University, and I'm joined here by head coach of the football program, Sparky McEwen. We're talking a little bit about the spring football season. It's going to wrap up here this weekend with the spring game. Coach, what's one area on both sides of the ball that you wanted to see the most growth in?
Well, based off of last year, our tremendous struggles was on the offensive side of the ball. Starting with the offensive line, and that's where it all starts. And unfortunately, we weren't able to get in the freshmen that we signed. We got a great core of freshman signees that we think will come in and impact us early. Then we also have a few guys that we've looked to sign here in the offseason in January, and also going into May with transfers. So we weren't able to get the work in with those guys that we needed to, but for the most part, we've got some pretty decent bodies, coming in. And then in regards to our skill position, we struggled with the bigger defensive backs in the GLIAC last year, so we wanted to upgrade our size, and we thought we did that, and we were able to get those kids on campus and to practice this spring, so we were excited about that. And then, at our running back and quarterback position, that's literally, it's every position on offense that we had our struggles, but we were able to upgrade at the quarterback position and bring a guy in, and then we had a good group of freshman signees that will be able to come in and compete. And then at the running back position, we were upgraded with a transfer, and then we upgraded with some freshmen as well. So our offense is going to look, a lot different than what it did last year, but I've always talked to you, Ryan, about talent, and we just need to infuse our program with more talent, and we think we've done a good job of that.
You've had a chance to kind of evaluate some of the transfers that have come in. What's been your impression of them so far?
Well, the first thing is, when you get guys to transfer in from, the Power 5 type schools, you have to wonder if they're going to mesh well with the kids that we have currently on campus, and that's always a concern. But we've had a lot of success with guys coming in and being, solid in the leadership aspect of things, and they've become good student athletes here at DU. And it's just been a breath of fresh air with some of the guys that we've gotten in here, and they've kind of hit the ground running, and for the most part, all of them had a pretty solid spring for us.
When you take a look at some of the philosophies or schemes, I know obviously that depends on talent sometimes. Have you tweaked anything in the spring with the new guys that you've had come in?
Well, there's a lot of things that offensively that I've done in my past, and so has Coach Bertil. But it all comes back to your talent. We want to be able to mold our offense around with the types of talent, that we have here. And I've got a pretty good idea of what works, what's successful here in the GLIAC. And, but just like any offense, it starts up front. We can have all these fancy offenses, that we would want, but it means nothing if you don't have a solid front line to protect your quarterback, and obviously to open up holes for your running back.
And then lastly, give the fans a little bit about your 2018 schedule that you have coming up, the preview, some of the top games that you have.
Wow, it's we took a look at the schedule as a staff, and it's amazing. You take a look at our schedule. Out the first 7 weeks, I think we're on the road 6 times. And that's pretty unfortunate. But at the same time, you got to play them. And then the other way to look at that schedule is that when you take a look at the back end of our schedule, I think we play Grand Valley, Ferris, Ashland, and Saginaw Valley, and Northwood all in a row. So that's going to be a daunting task for us all. And the biggest problem with a schedule of that magnitude is, injuries. Because each week, you're going in and you're playing nationally ranked, powerhouses. And, being such a young program as we are right now, and, Ryan, you remember last year we went through a significant amount of injuries, and we just were not able to recover, from that week to week. We don't have a bye week, so we have 11 of them, and then we have a few newcomers to the schedule, and some great organizations. Robert Morris. Robert Morris is a NAIA program, well-respected program, and the coaches have done a tremendous job there. We're going to open up with them, going over to the other side of Chicago to face them. So It's kind of going back to the roots of DU playing in the NAIA. So we feel that we have an opponent that is very well respected and one that's going to be extremely tough at home. So that's who we'll open up there. And then, you got Quincy on the schedule, which is a NCAA Division II program, which is extremely tough in their conference. They're very physical. Got a good number of starters returning. And we're going to have to go and play down there. That's going to be a long drive for us, and it's going to be hot, playing in that, Southern Illinois, so it's going to be extremely difficult to go on the road and play a team of that magnitude, because we're just coming off of a game against Robert Morris on the road. And then we'll come home week number 2, and we'll go against Oshkosh. Oshkosh is a national power. They're a Division III national power NCAA program. They played in the national championship 2 years ago. Last year, I think they went on to the quarterfinals. And, it's a program that's well respected. And, that's what we open up with, at home. So our work is cut out for us. And you're very familiar with all the teams here in the GLIAC. On the back end is when we play all the powerhouses, so it's going to be extremely tough for us, but it's going to be important. It's going to be key, that we get the young guys, up to par and ready to roll, because we have to build on depth here.
Thanks, Coach, for your time. Again, fans coming out this weekend for the spring game. And for all things Davenport football, you can visit our website at dupanthers.com.